Okay guys, I'm out here in the Aussie bush today. I'm my old favourite ride here at the moment. Well, it's not that old, it's a week old. But here it is, a Vespa GTS 300 Super Sports. So I just thought I'd come out this way, have a bit of a look along one of these creeks, because trout season opens in probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. And just wondering what's down here. I know it could be down here. I'm in prime brown snake territory, that's for sure, so I wouldn't like to bump into one of those coming down around these creeks. More so like to get onto a black one, but you just don't know when you're walking around these places. I always go cautiously because I've had some bloody bad run-ins with snakes. And they won't get out of your way. There goes a wood duck, it just flew off there, or should I say a black duck, not a wood duck. Plenty of water in the creek there. I don't think I'd like to come back here fishing, there's just too much ground cover, you don't know where you're walking. But the water's nice and clear, no doubt there'd probably be a few trout down in there. But I'll put the camera up and see if we can have a look, because I'm not going to go any closer into this dreaded area. Oh, there it is. It's a really nice little creek, this. Be alright if I had snake gaiters or something like that on, but seeing I'm only in jeans and running shoes, not the best place to go. But while we're out here, why not talk about the chariot up here, the Vespa 300 GTS. Say you're on the fence and you're thinking about buying your first bike, or you're interested in buying a bike of some sort and you don't know which would be the best, a scooter or motorcycle. Once I would have said the outright motorcycle for sure, but I've had a change of plan since then, and could be classed more like a turncoat. But I'll tell you one thing, this Vespa, or the current 23 model like I've got now, it runs along that well that it would beat 75% of the motorcycles I've had for ride quality, handling, performance in that 300cc mark. And gee, I tell you what, it's just a pleasure to ride this little chariot. Like, I just can't fault it. Like, it just runs along that well. So, apart from that, you know, on the way out here today, or on this thing, I'd run along at, I don't know, 80, 90, sometimes 100. And it's just motoring along, no trouble whatsoever. So, handling wise, I've been along the same road I was on today. It's got a lot of bumps on it, and the other bikes feel it really well regardless of what bike I'm riding. This new suspension on this Vespa 23 model just goes over those with no trouble whatsoever. And you can tell I'm getting a few kilometres on it now. Look at all the bugs on it. But I just enjoy riding it that much, because even for a twist and go, it's got really good power. Like, it surprises you how quick it'll run from a standstill up to 100 kilometres an hour and cruise on that. And at 100 kilometres an hour, I'm only using about, I don't know, I'd reckon quarter throttle. So I would say, if you look at this twist grip, working on this line here, you go right around to there, I reckon I'm just using about that. About there. And I've still got that much. So overall, you know, like, I'm not going to say it's going to be a powerhouse, but I'd say it would do 130 kilometres an hour most likely, or 80 mile an hour, so it'll do that all right. But I am really surprised how well a scooter runs, especially this one. I've been on other scooters, you know, the X-Max and the Forza 350 and all them. Here it grown then. It was groaning really bad a while back, but now it's cut down on that one. It was sort of going a little bit wild, and I think it's something to do with an overflow valve that comes out of the tank and causes that groaning, which I'm going to look into later on if it carries on. But in the beginning it was doing that something like 20 or 30 times per ride, but now only a couple of times. So, you know, I'll see what happens there. The valve area under the seat, I think I know which one's causing the trouble. Best thing about this bike, I'll just get this crap off, put it there. Fair bit of biting that sun today too. So, while flick the boot up, or the seat release, I just press a button, out it comes, and I can just pull the bucket. I've only got water in there. So there's a valve that's causing the trouble, that little green one in under there, I think. That's one that makes the noises. But as far as things go, really a nice little ride. So unless you've never had any experience on a scooter, your first thought would be, wouldn't waste your time riding one. But if you said that, you'd be really sorry, I think, that you've never experienced one of these Vespa 350 GTSs, because that'd be the thing I'd be thinking, because I've been on the other bikes and they just don't perform or go along like this one, but it's just a fun bike to ride. If you ask me how much fun, okay, I'd put it on par with my classic 350 Reborn, which I think is the best fun bike I've had for quite some time. So it's on par with that one as far as the ride experience. More power than that, definitely would outperform it, no trouble whatsoever. But it's got the wow factor, I think, when you look at it, and this little Vespa scooter, I think, has got the same thing. All metal. The only real problem with these metal type bikes is they'd be prone to scratch and stuff like that. Might be a little bit expensive to fix if you did panel work, compared to plastics where you can just pull them off and get something else. But apart from that, like I'm going to do a 100 kilometre run today. I'm just, 25 kilometres into the ride, where I'm going to go right around, just taking it easy. Like I said, 80, 90, 100 kilometres an hour. Come into this reserve just to pull up, give it a little bit of a break, see if it was running hot. But no, it's running really well. Temperature gauge is still sitting on 3 bars as I ride along. So, and it's, like I said, fairly warm. It'll be about, 22C, something like that. You can feel the bite in the sun, that's for sure. So apart from that, this is just a call in and tell you a bit about the scooter. Now I've knocked over 700 kilometres on it since I first purchased it. So apart from that, 700 k's down, all's well, like the bike, no drama whatsoever. And like I said, if you're on the fence and you can't decide between a scooter and a motorcycle, but you sort of think you'd like something that's a bit easy to ride, you'll be surprised how good this scooter is and how quick it is off the mark. Like when I was coming through town a while ago, I had a couple of people behind me at giveaway and stop signs, and I could power that far ahead of them, and then I just left them behind. Then when I got out in the open road, I come out of a 60 zone and I had these couple of cars tailing me. So as soon as it went to 100, I put the throttle down a little bit, not fully, but down, and left them for, 20 or 30, 50 metres behind. And I'm running on the slow setting at the moment. That's with traction control on, with full power. It's a lot quicker too, because I've read reviews where they say it's a bit docile with traction on and a lot more zippy. But so far I'm pretty happy with the traction control, because you never know what you could run into as far as bad road conditions, stuff on the road, something like that. So you might as well use the traction. But later on, I'll get into it later on and try it with the traction turned off and just see what it was like. But apart from that, that's about all I can tell you on this one today. I'll continue on my ride, might have a drink of water and move off. And this is for this clip, and we'll catch up with you later.